attention. Cut the lights. This is it. The night of nights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
Hey, this is Goose with another edition of On With The Show, now here on our YouTube channel, here to bring you the latest reviews on movies and TV that are happening throughout the land. And the movie I saw this past weekend was The Nun. It ended up becoming the #1 movie of the box office. And my take on The Nun, now if you haven't seen The Nun, it is basically a prequel to the Conjuring series. Basically something that has led up to this movie, and this movie is interesting. It is basically it is more gothic than it is horror, and I think that's a good thing because basically it plays up a lot on the paranormal rather than the horror. We don't see a whole lot of blood and guts, but we do see a lot of creeps and a lot of chills that come up in this film. The story is basically about a priest and a nun who go to investigate an abbey that has had a suicide. And they're there to basically find out what has happened and how the events that have led to this apparent suicide. And throughout the course of their investigation, they begin to uncover a lot of creepy stuff that happened before the nuns took over the abbey. Now again, I say this is more gothic than it is horror. Because if you look at a lot of the different things that make up a gothic film, there's an abbey, there is a strong hero with a heroine that tends to be a little, more feminine, and tends to swoon when things happen. However, this is a little different because the nun here, Sister Irene, doesn't swoon at the faintest chance. But what's interesting is that they play up a lot of the paranormal stuff that happens. A lot of ghosts, a lot of spirits, premonitions, even some psychic abilities that happen. And there's even some instances of time loops, which happen a lot during paranormal investigations. If you haven't seen, just look at any number of different paranormal shows and you'll see that that's happened. The Nun is a good film, although it's not a spectacular film. It's not something that you will run right out and hope that you will get extremely scared. There are some chills, there are some good jump scenes and jump cuts and jump scares, but nothing that basically builds upon the tension that leads to the final act. As a matter of fact, there are times where it does become a little predictable. You do kind of sit there and wonder who's going to be jumping out and what's going to happen and how is this going to affect the film. Again, it's not a bad film, but it's just kind of one of those things that it kind of rides along of its predictability, and it builds upon the Conjuring series very well. The one thing about The Nun I was kind of disappointed about is that the acting is a little stiff in some places. You have the priest who's kind of brooding and kind of plays along a little bit of the dirty, hairy kind of theme there. That he's seen it all, and he's made mistakes, and and in a sense he's trying to redeem himself from the very things that he has done in the past. I do think that this would be a good film that you could watch for Halloween, which is coming up in another month, which will probably be out, on DVD or streaming by that time. But The Nun, like I said, while there are a lot of good things about it, it is a good story. Again, it just becomes predictable, and nothing about it really jumps out as being super scary or super horror. I give The Nun a good C+. A good passable film, something that's entertaining, but it's not the most spectacular film in the drawer. Again, I'm Goose Scott with On With The Show. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for any future videos that I put up, and again, I hope I will be back really soon with another not necessarily criticism, but my take on some TV shows and some films that are coming out. Go catch a show.